your hosts, Nina Soul
and Patrick Wilson
of Elements, a monthly dance ritual based in Oakland, California, centered around deep and soulful Black House music. In this podcast, we host conversations with artists and creatives on dance culture. In this episode, Karizma talks to us about his influence by Zak Dylan, his upbringing in Baltimore, and the story behind his hit record, Work It Out. All right, here we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Nina Soul. This is Patrick Wilson. And we are the Elements crew, and we are so excited to have the incredible and amazing Karizma here. We're here in San Francisco at the Midway. He's about to throw down for us, but we wanted to have a little conversation before we get into it.
Yes, I would like to have a couple words with you guys. Yes, a question.
My first question is, tell us who Karizma is. However you define that.
I would say charisma is my alter personality for doing music. I couldn't do music without that personality because I'm an introvert. Because Clayton, if it was up to me, I would just make music about and that would be it. That's all you would get. But, I obviously love to play music and I made that connection. So that's always a big thing for me. And, also that helped me to, communicate with the world. Because I don't use a lot of words. It's probably the most somebody would ever heard me to speak. So, that allowed me to get myself out musically. But the reason more so is, any music I feel, I don't want to put myself in a box. I'm always constantly trying to challenge myself. If anything, I just want to be insane. I want to give it back. It was given to me, and I want to give it back. So, charisma allows me to do these things and to have a person outside and to be able to speak to you because I don't know how I do these things, but as charisma, I can you perfect. All right. Well, again, I'm Patrick Wilson, year and a half of Elements, and it's been a while, brother, and I haven't seen you in what? Yeah, it was 12, 13, 14 years, something like that. Yes. And that was before the big takeoff. So I'm just honored we were able to get you here. We've been talking about it for a long time, having you here. And I guess the first question will probably be, I know you have a huge hip hop background. I mean, same with me. A lot of people don't know that about me, but can you tell me how that ties into how you approach remixes and productions? Because I hear a lot of that. And also, you've been able to really connect with the dance community. That's really huge because I come from that community. So, how are you? First off, I want to say thank you for having me. You yourself are, you're a connection to me. So, thank you. I love what you do, and always, want to be in your corner. So, obviously, there's some respect to the team as well. But the approach is always, I'm always thinking of how can I get the crowd? It's all I'm thinking. I need to freak this crowd out. How can I get them? What would they not expect? So during the day or a week or a month or something, if I hear a track or something that I'm like, oh yeah, so I need to do something with that. I just don't. And it's been working. But it's just trying to capture some type of feel of vibe constant. And the fact of, with the old stuff, always being updated. I also want to be the guy to show people how to do it right. because we hear a lot of mashups and mixes and stuff. And he's like, you just took the soul out the record, man. So why did you do that? So it's a legacy thing to me as well. I'm looking at this last part of my career as I kind of look to people like J. Dillon, his last words, and what he tried to show us. So that's my head things. I'm old. I can't do what the new kids are doing, but I can do this well. So here's how you do it. I'm not the only guy doing this. I'm one of them, but I want to be one of the guys that you go, yeah, that's the guy. I would be one of those. So let me speak on the dance community. I was a dancer, too old to do it. So, but that thing is in me. Every time I sit there, I'm so tracked, I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait till they hear this part. And I know the dancers get it because they tell me, oh, you do little things and you do. Yes, so, you're a dancer. My big friend, Cole was coming up. He's a beautiful soul. To see him go do the same ranks, the community needs people like see. It's always going to be, whatever out there. But we're the guys that hold the fort. And I said this to a friend not so long ago. Now, they had this thing about kings and put people on pedestals. I didn't believe in that. I think we're all princes. We all have our dominions, and then we all come together, and that's how we do it. Nobody's looking up to nobody. We all doing this thing that we love. And so, with the dance community, there's definitely a connection. And, not that I don't have love for everybody else, but right there. Right there. So, I will thank the dancers. I thank you, and I love you all for supporting. And as long as you keep doing what you're doing to inspire me, I will keep doing what I'm doing to inspire you.
Wow. Indeed.
Absolutely. Yeah, it really is a conversation, a connection. We're so grateful that we have just such an incredible, amazing dance community here. Like, that is, I think, definitely what keeps us going. I was reading somewhere that you actually still practice and put in time to DJ sets, which I was really happy to hear, because I'm definitely someone that has, spent a lot of time putting sets together. I like to have themes, like to, tell stories. I learned that from this guy, I'm doing so.
It's a major part of it. Like DJ 101 is like be able to tell a story. I love the new DJs, but I'm sorry I'm not impressed, because I want you to be able to take me on a journey, not play the top 10 or what your friends playing or what you think. It's from here, man. And, take a chance, lose the floor. That's what this is about. Come on, man. You don't have to pay that next record to get them back. But if you believe in this record, worry about, like, why is he playing this record? They'll get it, but, telling the story and, having a theme isn't important, because I believe that, we're giving these people, vibes and energy. And, it has to be positive. I never want anybody walking out feeling worse than when they came in. Because, you don't think about that, but I know, because I used to hear people, say, oh, I feel better when, or, these things. So you got a lot on your plate as a DJ, and people don't really think about that, but you do. You have a responsibility, man. Give them something that they can go home with and, love with. All of that rah-rah, that's not it.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is about shifting energy. And I think, when you are tapped into the room, I think there's a lot that's possible, healing, connection, love, And I'm so curious about, how do you balance, that intention that you bring to a DJ set with spontaneity and like kind of vibing with the crowd and kind of seeing who's in the room and being all over the world. Like, does it look different for Karizma in Japan versus London versus Be More? Like, what is that balance like?
Everywhere is different, right? And the one thing I got out of the habit of young or younger days of my career was not setting when I'm going to play. You know, like the first 5 records, I go on, what do I think they need? You know, what can I give them? And, you know, what has the first DJ been doing for them? Again, how can I get into that? And then how can I take them? You know, that's what I'm thinking. There's another, I'm going to, you know, I used to, you know, we always DJ like, I'm gonna rock this joint. Me, I'm always like, I don't know until I get there. Yeah. And let's see what you know, what we can do. But yeah, I'm always thinking to not do the same thing every time because I'm bored with that. Yeah. Man, people YouTube, they'll catch you. You know, you played that song next to that song next to that song, so they'll catch you. So you know, it is when I get up on the stand, it's wrathful. It's I don't know. It's like, all right, you know, y'all with me? I did that first record on. Y'all still with me? We 5 more. Y'all still with? Okay. Well, let me get comfortable then. You know, it's happening. But yeah, you know, I always try to fix it. You know, it's important to always try to fix it. Yeah. You know, not just go on a set that I think will rock the crowd. You know, I'm looking at individuals. You know, sometimes I'm like, you think you're going somewhere? No, you're not. You know, like I think like that. You know, I can think like that.
You got that person in the corner, like, I'm playing for that person right there.
Absolutely.
So I know you have a bit of history with Basement Boys.
Yes. Yeah. Basement Boys started. I mean, I always wanted to be in Basement Boys, and I was the guy that kept knocking on the door. Like, I want to do a drum track. So. Spin was working on Mary J. Blige's Beautiful. And he was like, just come down and do these drum tracks. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm coming down. So we knocked it out in the dip. And I said, and mind you, I was still working as a chef. I said, I'm not lead to, I think we can be, you know, not comparable to, but we can be masters at work at Baltimore. You know, we can, I know we can, man. I got it. So, you know, it was that thing on, I made a decision that day. I'm not going back to work. I'm doing this music. If it fails, but, you know, I'm going to follow my dreams. So, you know, luckily they, you know, helped me and they tutored me and they taught me everything I need to know pretty much about, you know, music and structure because I didn't have that. You know, I came from making Baltimore club music, which is fairly simple. But, you know, the song structure and drama in the track, and, you know, knowing when to lay back and all these things, you know, I got my education from based on them. So, you know, I really thank those guys, you know, Sven, Teddy, Jay, and, you know, Tommy's not with them anymore, but he was a great influence as well.
That's Tommy Davis.
That's That's
I know Teddy and Tommy, those guys are pretty much DJs, all DJs as well. Is there anyone in particular inside of that camp or outside of that camp that inspired you as a teacher?
Too many, man. Like, thought like Shortcut, Jazz and Jeff, you know, Alchemist, you know. Just everybody. You know, I can't even definitively go like, you know, it's a long list because I take from everybody.
Right.
You know, anybody that, you know, I see or, you know, get a feel at time or they're doing something different, I'm checking them out, you know. Moody, man, hey, Detroit.
Yeah.
All those guys, you know, take little bits from, you know, and then, you know, obviously they borrow from you as well. So, you know, we all can capture it.
They were for exchange, bigger. Yeah, I remember seeing you doing a back-to-back set with Sven. I think it was in Croatia from Safety. It was like, I don't know, maybe 8-9 years ago now. And it was electrifying. And I'm curious, you know, how you approach going back-to-back. Can you know, do you do that with, you know, other DJs or is it just Sven? And what's that relationship like, too, to be able to go there?
that is a husband and wife situation. Stan, we was in the studio together. So playing with him is easy. And I'm gonna tell you, DJ, I can pretty much play with anybody. So there's not that I can't. But we obviously worked at Days and Boys together, so that was the kinship. So I know him still, I can still play with him because I just know his signature, and he knows mine. So it's easy. So 10, 20 years, we can still like we always played together.
Yeah,
it's just a thing.
Yeah, just pick it up on a new word. That's dope. That's dope. So I want to talk about a record of yours that hopefully you're not tired of talking about it, but it's a record that I hold really dear. It's a short shot that no matter what crowd, I play a lot of different styles of music, a lot of different parties, but Work It Out is a record that works in any room. And you can go so many different directions with it. And I'm so curious, what happened? What came to you? How did that record come about? I think I saw that you came up in the church. Was there a relation? I would love to know the story behind.
I was going to be a minister coming up, and then I chose music. So that's that. So I've been in church all night. I've sung that song so many times, right? So I knew, if I was able to, what I wanted to do with it. So it was just always sitting in my brain. So I think in 2016, right over Trump, taking I was like, I heard this need to work it out. But also, there's a song I always play with depression. I do something for depression. So listening to that always made me feel good. So I'm like, no one's ever done anything cool with that. I need to try. So I did it, and I played it in Baltimore. You hoped it, you had to. We played a couple of places today. So I just kept it for myself for like a year. And then I gave it to 7 Days Jim here. He played it on the Dimensions cruise. And Marcel heard it and was like, what you doing? I was like, everybody like this. So he was like, I'll put it out in pretty soon. So it took maybe 6-7 months before, it was seemingly getting pressed. So we were sending out, Redemption 3, whatever the case may be, and it was getting reactions like Questlove, Mark Lawson, I was just album playing. I'm like, this record? So, all right, whatever. And a couple months down the line, my friend hit me up and was like, Google's trying to be in touch. Now, mind you, they were getting in touch. I just didn't believe him because I thought it was Google wants to sign one of the blackest records out. He did. Okay, cool. All right. So, still because, I've had things happen where it didn't, come to fruition. And so I didn't say anything about it. A couple people knew, but I was just like, I'm going to let it happen. And, let's see. So they said, November 17th, the commercial will be. I wanted to say something so bad. I was going to say And then November 17th, I saw my Facebook line just light up. But, that song is really personal to me because it always made me feel good. That version I made for myself. So I had no idea, it would touch so many people. Right. And, I'm glad, get touched there because, it really does mean something to me. And there I say, was thinking, can we talk about people who take our people's stuff and then do the same thing?
So I'm curious about that. Do you feel like you started a trend, or does it feel like people are just?
It's cool, but all right. Here's my issue. All right, sample away. That record's 9 minutes long. I could have made 10 billion records out of Work It Out. The people keep choosing the same pattern in that tape. I think this week, sorry. And I think you should be more creative. to take the sound line is not creative. So,
Yeah.
you know, I hate it when things happen like that. You know, I'm not the first person to happen to, but, you know, I also think they also don't have that personal connection to the record. So that hurts as well. It's like, you don't even sung that record, son. So what you doing? Hey, you took all the soul out of it. Hold on. So, first time I spoke on it, but, you know, I had to be said.
Well, that kind of tapping a little bit to what you're talking about. How do you feel technology has played a part in things losing quality and soul to them? I mean, you know, I've been in studios with Master Elector, you know, a few other folks, and we're talking back in the 90s, as you know, opposed to now what people are using to do remixes and productions.
It's a lot. Well, I think, you know, if you're a seasoned listener, you can tell, you know, who took the time, who really cares about what they're doing. But, you know, a lot of it, unfortunately, we're in the space of all of the things, and everybody who's ever wanted to do this, music, art, whatever, they're able to do it on their phone. Not saying you can't get busy on the phone, but I mean, you know, and, you know, my biggest thing is, as far as DJ and even production, what are you doing it for? What are you showing me that nobody else does? You know, if you got something, cool. Otherwise, you're in the way. You're in the way of something great. You're in the way of where we could be moving forward. You know, and it's cool to see, you know, our friends or whatever the case may be playing and having parties, but you're not changing the game. You're helping. That's cool. But we still looking for the sound. We still stuck because everybody is trying to do it. Right. You know, and once again, not taking away from it, but we all need to hear it. And, you know, we need to make way for the next. Because that's when I'm ready. Absolutely.
Also, on the same topic, I know, like I say, you and I, probably Nina as well, have a hip hop background. So how do you feel about it being the 50-year anniversary? How do you feel about the state of hip hop now versus to what you grew up listening to?
Kind of the same thing. We were just going on first. I don't want to be that old guy, right? But I gotta be that old guy. You know, because you can't tell me that, you know, I've been eating filet mignon with music, 70s and 80s and you know, 90s. And you handed me this. Okay. That's cool. But I need more substance, man. You know. And the other thing, you know, I'm starting to see, you know, is with the kids, the music isn't helping. You know, they're more in trouble and having these, you know, angsty feelings and depressed feelings. And, you know, the only way they let it out into music, but it's not helping. And, you know, obviously R&B music and stuff, nobody's talking about happy. Everybody got an issue. Understand? But, you know, we need to come out of that. You know, the last happy song was Happy. Are you kidding me? You know, so, you know, I'm praying for these guys. You know, I'm hoping there'll be more Kendrickses, you know, and people of his stature. You know, there's a lot of guys like that. I mentioned like Wonder that's his crew. So, you know, like these guys want to keep going. And, you know, I hope that they finally get the spotlight. But for right now, in the end, it's just, you know, I'm looking and, you know, I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they get the money, but I really want them to think about what they're going to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Agree 100%.
Because, you know, their kids are coming up on it. That's your legacy. Do you want your legacy? Repeating these words, saying this to, you know, or to your daughter, you know, these days should be thinking about, you know, it's cool that you got the money, it's cool that you had the awareness, but what else tonight? You got some move. Sorry to get things.
No, we love
That's
it.
what this conversation is about.
And I love that you keep bringing up legacy. And I'm curious, what do you see as your legacy? As Chris Clayton, as Karizma,
It's like, it's giving my little mentor bits to people like Juliet and Coastal and even the younger guys that are doing it, if they need some help. I got advice, I got years, But I always try to tell them this, as a rule, be quiet and watch everything. You'll learn everything you need to know, about people, about this business, just be quiet, And if things don't happen for you quickly, that's a good thing. You don't want the fast burn. You want the long, I'm here forever burn.
Yeah.
And, I try to tell them, you may not be rich, as far as the world's concerned, you might not be super paid, but, you'll always be happy, and you'll always be able to go out your head out and people will love you, just because you maintain that.
Yeah, it's definitely about integrity and like to staying true to you, your little point of view in the world, and just being true to who you are. Yeah, I received that.
But that's just, getting what I can, if there's, anybody that's, young out here and, I can give them some words of advice, that's what I do. Like I said, me and Julia talk all the time, about this, we talk constantly. Because obviously the business for bids, and sometimes you meet somebody and be like, hey man, focus.
Yeah.
Always going to be there.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse. Focus, man, because your focus and your success makes them look so bad. Nothing shuts people up than you just kill them.
Yeah.
And being solid and just moving with purpose, So
I love that. And it's so important too. I think about Patrick as, a mentor of mine, and just, he didn't have to give me a chance. I'm sure I was very bumpy when I first started out, with those first few parties, but, stuck with it. And so I love to hear that, you're bringing that next generation along.
Sure.
Maybe one more question, one or two more questions, because I know we got a party to rock. I'm so curious about what you see as the elements of a good party. Like you travel all over the place. Obviously, you're booked and blessed, and I'm sure you've seen a lot. But what is the most important pieces to you to?
Vibe is number one. Like. And I know you felt this, like when you walk into the club, you're just still warm, and then the guy, whoever, girl, woman, man, they're playing, just something great. And you can see everybody just feeling. That's when I'm like, yeah, this going to be a good one. This going to be a good one. People are upside up. They all that phone with them, like, oh, it's going to be some work. So, that's how I can tell, that's, what I love to be able to walk into, of course, friendly DJs, the camaraderie that we can have, I let them as well, that we have, so all of these things make a great party, camaraderie with the DJ, and then the vibe in the crowd.
Yeah.
Lights and sound as well. More sound. You can need more sound.
Yeah.
That's the lights, but
yeah, exactly.
Sound is definitely the big one.
Yeah. Well, I could probably have a million questions because I haven't seen you in a long time. But I just really appreciate you making yourself available to come out there, and we're all you inspire us all.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Your ear is incredible. You are in touch with everybody, not just, the younger folks, but, some of the older folks as well. And, not a lot of people are able to do that. Sometimes it's either one or the other. But I really do appreciate the fact that what you do is from the heart, and it's just reaching who it needs to reach, So we appreciate you, brother. Can't wait to hear you.
Yeah, so I appreciate you. I want to say that I feel blessed to be here. And again, thank you. I want to say thank you to everybody out there. thank you for the support. And, let's keep dancing. Let's keep it positive. Absolutely.